You're watching TVC News. As the number of extreme weather events increases, sea levels continues to rise and food safety is at risk. Climate-related research, education and action have never been more critical. Raising the next generation of climate leaders involves equipping youth with tools, knowledge and platforms to transition from awareness to action, focusing on education, mentorship and policy engagement. For more on this development, Executive Director Abayede Beki Initiative, Abayede Ominunu, joins me on the news this hour. Thank you so much for joining me at this point.
Thank you very much for having me. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. All right. So, climate change has become a worrying development in the country. What efforts do you think is being put in place to ensure the right awareness is created to know the challenges inherent?
For now, well, what the government has actually done over the years is to ensure that we actually have a climate policy in place. Like the Nigerian Climate Change Act that was passed in 2021. That alone has given us some validity, giving some credence and validity to the work we do around climate change. But one of the biggest challenges we face as a people, as a continent, if you ask me, is the lack of awareness. Knowledge is that one major challenge we face. And as critical as that is actually one of the ways that we can actually curb the climate change crisis.
So you talk about lack of awareness. Now, what comes to mind is, has anything been put in place to ensure that African youths can be made more aware of the climate change impact and how it affects the continent?
Yes, absolutely. We have so many CSOs and NGOs who drive climate education right now on the continent. And I'm actually one of those that actually put such frontiers in place as well. The Climate Change Act actually talks about climate education, and we've also seen in recent times the National Council on Climate Change talking about climate education and youth participation. So yes, there is that thing going on where young people are being put together, are being nudged to drive climate education across the continent. Yes, we have the youth groups leading the pack, but at the same time, I think the government can do more as well in ensuring that the issues of climate change, is something that is a buzzword, within the country. So yes, we have some climate education platforms across. There's so many, in fact, at the moment. But I mean, with the government's nudge and with more endorsement and participation from the government, we can have these things, more far-reaching. Yes, for now we have them being saturated, but we don't have coordination amongst these groups that lead climate education. So yes, more climate awareness, more climate education, is what we need at the moment. And we have CSOs driving and leading that at the moment. In their numbers, we have them in their numbers.
All right, so what role can technology play in enhancing climate change education and empowering young leaders to action?
Oh, certifications. At the moment, we have tons of climate certification online, free of charge for that matter, where young people can actually reach out, they can actually reach out and get themselves thoroughly educated, and thoroughly, certified, to be climate communicators or even climate innovators as we speak. We have a lot of them. Just Google. You make use of Google, even your AI tool, for example, you can actually find a lot of that. And like we all know, technology in itself is actually leading the way, and that is actually one of the major pathways to ensure that climate conversations, climate awareness and education is something that, we are not, lacking in. So yes, the tool is there, technology is there to guide and help us. AI is also there to actually guide and help us. The green revolution is going AI. So we need to, by all means be in touch and not, be left behind.
All right, so let's talk about the qualities that make an effective climate leader. What kind of qualities do you think can make an effective climate leader in Africa?
Qualities. You must have the passion for it, first of all. You must also believe that it is not overhyped. You must also believe that the climate crisis is real. It's not a distant threat. It's happening here and now. And of course, as a continent, we're the greatest sufferers. And you also have to have behind your mind that, enough of you playing the victim role. We are actually solution bearers. So as a climate leader, you must be that person who is willing to drive solution, to his logical conclusion. Yes, so be willing, have passion for it, understand it, and be ready by all means to drive workable, sustainable solutions.
So at the heart of this is the issues of young people trying to get in tune. But if you go on the streets or if you hear some people say some things, many people do not actually believe in the issues of climate change or that climate change actually exists. Now, many, I'm sure you're aware of this, understand or believe that climate change was just a fickle of someone's imagination and that there was nothing like climate change.
Yes, we have heard that many times. In fact, I was on the floor of the UNGA in New York in September, where we heard a president say that it was a hoax. But for us in Africa, and especially in West Africa, this is no news. We don't even have to join that kind of debate. We are experiencing it live. 2 weeks ago, a warning was sent out that the air we're currently breathing is not pure. It's been infected by something. And all of a sudden, we saw people wearing their nose masks. The floodings we experienced, we observe from time to time, displacements we get to feel and we see firsthand. The drought with our farmlands. Farms are drying up. People are not even able to actually yield as they used to. These are all effects of climate change. So for us in Africa, the climate crisis is firsthand. We are experiencing it. It's not a hearsay. It is not debatable. We are seeing it live. How people are being displaced from homes. Farmlands are being overtaken by droughts. People are losing their jobs. School children are out of school. So what are we saying? It is our lived reality. We're not making it up. It's our lived reality. And so the earlier that we begin to think solution, the better for everybody.
All right, Executive Director, Ebaidebeki Initiative. I hope I got it right. Ebaide Omionu, thank you so much for joining us at this time. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right.